Hey there, pirates. Welcome aboard the Anime No Me channel. Rocks Xebec, the most dangerous pirate to ever cross the seas and the greatest enemy of Gol D. Roger, who possibly surpassed the power of the Pirate King, will now cross paths with Luffy and Elbaf. I hope for your support to help our crew win, and to do so, you just need to click the thumbs up button, leave a like, and subscribe to the channel. By doing this, you will win an incredible devil fruit, so just comment which fruit you want. Guys, when it comes to the return of Rocks Xebec in the One Piece universe, the idea might seem unlikely at first. After all, he is considered a legendary figure who lost his life in a decisive battle at God Valley against Roger and Garp, as revealed in chapter 957. However, as we delve into the nuances of this narrative, several clues arise that open the possibility of his reintroduction in Elbaf, which would have a monumental impact on the current storyline. Eiichiro Oda is known for keeping secrets and creating twists, and this would be one of the greatest of all. The legend of Rocks Xebec is introduced as that of a man who directly challenged the world. His goal was not to become the Pirate King, but to become the king of the world, opposing the order established by the Navy and the world government. His crew was composed of names that would later become legends, such as Whitebeard, Kaido, and Big Mom. This explosive combination of personalities was one of Rocks' main strengths, but also his greatest weakness, as it created internal tensions that made his leadership difficult. Still, his vision was something that united everyone under his flag, to challenge and destroy the current world order. The possible connection between Rocks and Blackbeard is also something worth highlighting. In chapter 925, Blackbeard's ship, named Saber of Xebec, is mentioned. The name is not just a superficial tribute, but could indicate that Blackbeard shares the same ambition that Rocks had, to destabilize the world and take absolute power. Blackbeard is one of the few characters in One Piece who seems to follow no moral code or conduct, something that directly echoes Rocks' philosophy. This connection is reinforced by the fact that both are figures known for their unpredictability and for destabilizing the prevailing order, whether in the past or present. Theories about Rocks' return point to Elbaf as the ideal setting for his reintroduction. Elbaf is often mentioned as a land of legendary warriors, and there is a strong suggestion that the next arc of the story will take place there. In chapter 866, we saw that Big Mom has a deep connection with Elbaf, which already sets the stage for this place to play a crucial role in the narrative. If Rocks is still alive or somehow reintroduced, whether through flashbacks or some other shocking revelation, Elbaf would be the perfect location for it, as its rich history and culture could provide the necessary context to explain how he survived or why his legend persists. The importance of Elbaf goes beyond Big Mom's connections. Recently, Loki, the Prince of Giants, was revealed as a controversial figure, capable of challenging even the status quo of his own land. 6 years ago, he was defeated and captured, but his story is closely tied to Elbaf's future. If Loki or other giants have some connection to Rocks, this could be explored to enrich the narrative. After all, giants are known for their longevity, and it would be plausible that some of them have memories or records of encounters with Rocks, especially if he visited Elbaf in the past. But why would Rocks be reintroduced now after so much time? The answer may lie in Oda's narrative pattern. In chapter 1044, we were introduced to the true identity of the Gomu Gomu no Mi as the Hito Hito no Mi, model Nika. This kind of late revelation shows that Oda is not afraid to completely change our perspective on elements we thought we knew well. If Rocks were still alive, his reintroduction would not only be a surprise, but also an opportunity to explore deeper questions about the world's past and the will inherited by Luffy and other bearers of this mysterious initial. Rocks' legacy is also central to this discussion. Throughout the story, we have seen characters inheriting the will of others, such as Ace and Luffy, or Roger and Shanks. Blackbeard can be seen as the true heir to Rocks' will, while Luffy represents Roger's legacy. This parallel is crucial to understanding the impact of Rocks on the current narrative. His return, even if symbolic through Blackbeard, could trigger conflicts that would culminate in the classic clash between good and evil. Another interesting point is the possibility that the Yonko, as an institution, were created to mask the world government's caution regarding the remnants of the Rocks pirates. In chapter 957, we learned that the Rocks pirates represented such a great threat that the world government made sure to erase their existence from official history. By establishing the Yonko as figures of power, the government may have created a way to indirectly control the seas, keeping their eyes on figures like Kaido and Big Mom, who were once part of Rocks' crew. If this is the case, the reintroduction of Rocks would directly challenge this narrative, exposing the fragility of the system the government created needed to maintain order. And Rocks Xebec in Elbaf opens up a range of possibilities regarding the impact he could have on both the current narrative and the balance of power within the world of One Piece. We know that Elbaf is an island surrounded by mysteries and full of meaning, not only because it is home to the giants, but also for its symbolism as one of the strongest and most respected nations in the world. If Rocks Xebec is indeed hiding in Elbaf, there are several plausible reasons why he chose this location, as well as significant implications for the future of the story. First, we must consider the historical context of Xebec and the type of influence he wielded. At the height of his power, he was a man who directly challenged the world government, something few dared to do so explicitly. If he survived the events of God Valley, it is logical to assume that he would need a safe place out of the reach of the world government to recover and reorganize. Elbaf, being a nation with an extremely powerful warrior culture and notoriously independent, would be the ideal refuge. The giants have a long history of resistance and are not easily influenced by external forces. Their physical and military strength is such that even the Navy hesitates to directly interfere in their affairs. This would make Elbaf the perfect hideout for someone of Xebec's magnitude, especially if he managed to gain the loyalty of some of the giant leaders over the years. Additionally, there is the issue of time. Xebec, being a brilliant strategist, could have spent decades in Elbaf, not just hiding, but also building a new power base. He could have used his charisma and vision to convince the giants to follow his leadership. It's important to remember that Xebec was not just a powerful pirate. He was a man with a vision of global domination. If he survived, it's not hard to imagine him working on a plan to return to the main stage stronger and more prepared than ever. What makes this theory even more intriguing is the potential connection between Xebec and Blackbeard. As mentioned, Blackbeard's ship, the Saber of Xebec, is a direct reference to Rocks Xebec, suggesting that Teach may be following his will or even working for him in some way. If Xebec is an Elbaf, it's possible that he used Blackbeard as an extension of his influence, allowing Teach to act as an intermediary in the outside world while Xebec remained hidden. This would explain why Blackbeard seems so focused on accumulating power and resources, possibly as part of a larger plan orchestrated by Xebec. Another crucial point is the symbolism of Elbaf in the story of One Piece. As the home of the giants, Elbaf represents strength, honor, and tradition. It is also a place deeply connected to ancient stories and the mythology of the One Piece world. We know that the theme of the D and the will inherited plays a central role in the narrative, and Xebec, as a bearer of the D, would be intrinsically linked to this concept. If he is an Elbaf, it's possible that he has discovered ancient secrets about the Lost Century or the One Piece, something that could completely change the course of the story. Elbaf, with its rich history and potential access to ancient knowledge, would be the perfect place for Xebec to explore these issues. Xebec's presence in Elbaf could also have direct implications for Luffy and his crew. Luffy has already shown interest in visiting Elbaf, and it's likely he will eventually reach the island sometime in the near future. If Xebec is there, this could lead to a direct confrontation between the two, something that would be extremely symbolic, given the fundamental differences in their philosophies. While Luffy fights for freedom and the realization of his friend's dreams, Xebec was a man who sought total domination. This confrontation would not only be a battle of strength, but also a battle of ideologies, representing two possible paths for those who carry the will of the D. Another interesting possibility is that Xebec could be using Elbaf as a base to build an army of giants. We know that giants are some of the most powerful combat forces in the One Piece world, and if Xebec managed to gain their loyalty, he could be forming a military force capable of challenging both the Yonko and the world government. This would be especially relevant considering the current state of the world, with the balance of power constantly shifting and the growing threat represented by Blackbeard and other important players. But why would Xebec have remained hidden for so long? The answer may lie in his strategy. Xebec knew that after the events of God Valley, he would be the most wanted man in the world. Even someone as powerful as him would need time to reorganize and plan his next move. Elbaf, with its isolated location and unique culture, would provide the perfect environment for this. Additionally, Xebec could have been waiting for the right moment to return, perhaps waiting for the fall of other major players like Kaido and Big Mom, or the emergence of a new generation of pirates like Luffy, who could inadvertently pave the way for his plans. Xebec's return would also raise questions about his connection to Joy Boy and the bearers of the